Whenever there's a drama, a new problem, or straight up problematic things in the game, Royale High community never fails to decredit the devs best to their ability. It's almost insane and honestly hilarious how little the community knows about developing games, community managing, and healthy relationships between fan and creator in this fandom. Anyways, I'm Wilby, pronouns he, him, and welcome to RHDevs and how they exploit parasocial relationships. Before the start of the video, a quick word about my best friend Sonia.
Hi everyone, before the start of the video, please listen to what I have to say. My friend Sonia has a small business on Etsy called SC Starry World Shop. She makes these absolutely adorable Y2K accessories and they're all very reasonably priced. Her shop, SC Starry World, has a very good rating and over 100 orders already, and the reviews are all very positive. So please, if you're interested in these adorable earrings like the ones you see on screen right now, go to SC Starry World Shop on Etsy and place your order. The link to the shop will be left in the description below.
Chapter 1. What is a parasocial relationship? According to Wikipedia, parasocial interaction, PSI, refers to a kind of psychological relationship experienced by an audience in their mediated encounters with performers in mass media, particularly on television and online platforms. Viewers or listeners come to consider media personalities as friends despite having no or limited interactions with them. In other words, thinking a celebrity, content creator, or otherwise public figure is your friend despite not knowing them personally. Such relationships are established when the celebrity in question is very open about their personal life. Usually this happens when a celebrity does house tours, hosts many Q&As or fan interaction, goes on Instagram lives to talk to their fans and document every little thing about their life online. To be clear, it's not bad to do these things. After all, the issue stems more from the viewers themselves who think that they're friends of said celebrity. However, these relationships can be abused by the celebrity, and I'll get to it in a bit. Chapter 2. How does this relate to Royale High? Simply put, Royale High developers are very incredibly open about their life to their fans. Let's look at Callan for an example. Callan is a spokesperson.
Mail for Will! New calling tweet just dropped!
Oh shit, okay, Colin was a middleman for Barbie and the community, telling everyone about the updates and new content. To be up with the news, you have to follow Colin, as he was the most active in that department. Problem starts though when you realize Colin's account used for Royale High Endeavor is the same one used for his personal needs, such as stand-activity discussions, daily live postings, selfies from the gym, etc. You know the drill. In other words, Colin's life came public in a nice package together with Royale High updates. Because of that, a lot of people feel very close to him, as if they're friends and know everything about his personality. Similar can be said about Cheapy, Kidzilla, and possibly other devs who I'm unaware of. But there is a stark difference between Colin and Cheapy, a difference I'll discuss in the next chapter. Chapter 3. How do you even abuse parasocial relationships? Easy. You pretty much just affirm the viewers that yes, you are close, that they need to help you spread your word, whatever. In other words, encouraging actions which are potentially isolating and harmful, on occasion even pushing your views onto someone. Example. This is very hyperbolic and exaggerated. You know, whatever. Put yourself in the viewer's position. Imagine celebrity Metaton is your favorite celebrity in all the world. You love his shows and music and you watched his every interview knowing many fun facts about him. In other words, you pretty much know Metaton personally. But one day, Metaton posts a live show, saying you need to capture a human named Frisk. Despite your morals telling you that capturing children and handing them over to killer robots is wrong, you do it either way. Because you know Metaton, he can't do wrong, he's nice and funny. Clearly it's for the good to capture this child. Now, imagine the situation I just described, but you're also a 10 to 14-year-old tween who's still finding their way around the world, developing their views and identity. It's a mix for disaster. It's obviously a very exaggerated, hyperbolic example, but you know, Undertale and stuff. Now let's get back to reality in Chapter 4. How Royale High developers abuse parasocial relationships. It's hard for me to pinpoint where exactly it started, but somehow the community became convinced that any adult criticism of Royale High is hate and should be suppressed, that the devs work hard and we should appreciate we even have something. Now, no matter where it started, it all led to the same place, the developers encouraging it. And by developers, I'm in particular pointing fingers at Colin here. Colin makes it seem like the community is the worst, most ungrateful group of people on Earth, and the devs are literal slaves to us because we keep begging for more updates. And considering the unimpressionable fans who already think that they're Colin's bestie buy into it. Worst of all, though, is when they start genuinely believing the BS that the developers say. The most common pattern of disagreements I noticed from the community is you don't know how hard it is to make a game, or they already work tirelessly for us, if you want more, that's, like ungrateful. Or, well, of course the update is ass, the devs are kids, stop being rude about it. Or Barbie doesn't owe us anything. Or, my absolute favorite, the game isn't supposed to be inclusive, the devs said they don't want that. Let's dissect these one by one. 1. You don't know how hard it is to make a game. 1. I'll just say it here, wrong. I've been researching game development for a couple years. Just because I didn't develop a game myself doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about. 2. Even if I didn't know the great details about game development, your point still doesn't stand. As my best friend put it, you don't need to be a chef to know the food's undercooked. If the game isn't fun, if you find yourself at a loss for what to do, if it feels like it's empty and lacking content or quests, if the quests simply feel boring and annoying, congrats, the game probably isn't good. Your personal opinion is valid regardless as well. Games should be enjoyed, not something that causes you to be bored and confused with what to do. Also, role-playing games should be made with role-playing in consideration. Not everyone wants to constantly friend everyone, jump servers to roleplay. And the fact that the new school is separated makes it terribly hard to roleplay. Second point, they already work tirelessly for us, and you still want more. We are consumers, we're not supposed to be shamed for wanting more. Us saying there's no gameplay, I don't like it, won't kill the devs, I promise. You'll just tell them that they need a bigger team and to focus their attention in the right direction if they can't hire a bigger team. It's that simple. Well, of course the update is ass, the devs are kids, stop being rude about it. Yeah, I'll stop being, massive air quotations, rude about it. Once Barbie stops breaking the fucking law and hires some adults now. Barbie doesn't owe us anything. Barbie wants to earn money. Barbie make product. Player buy product because interesting. Stonks for Barbie. Player ask more product. Barbie deliver. Product earn more money. I don't know how much dumber I should make this sound for people to understand that's how the economy works. That's right, girls, boys, and NBs, we're all just a money-making machine for Barbie and all the rest. Sure, she may not, require to make more games for us to pay her, but if she wants to earn more money, then yeah, she should to keep us satisfied. And as a paying player, I can proudly say I'm not satisfied now. And now my least favorite, the game isn't supposed to be inclusive, so devs said they don't want that. Okay, now, I plan to make a separate video about it, but let me explain it shortly here. This is a children's game. Children are innocent humans who are underdeveloped, gentle, and emotional. Being caring and soft with them is incredibly important, as well as making a welcoming environment for children. Look at these popular children's shows. And now these children's games. Now let's look at the toy lines. You know what all these shows have in common? That all of them are bright, happy, and most importantly, diverse. When making children's media, you need to invite all children to enjoy it, not just the Eurocentric white European or white American children to enjoy it. Every child deserves to be able to see themselves in a game and enjoy the game. People will be flocking my comments and saying, why do you need a game to validate yourself? And your point doesn't make sense. Because I am the white Eurocentric child, which gets validated by the game, but also I'm not a child. I don't need to be validated by the stupid game. You know who does though? A young Muslim 8-year-old unable to find a set that covers her body. Or a young Latina boy who sees caricatures of his culture which don't even match what his family taught him. Young Chinese kids confused with why Lunar New Year is celebrating using a culture which doesn't even celebrate Lunar New Year. Young black kids confused with why they can't find their hair in the game. A young child in a wheelchair sad to see that they have to hide themselves in the game. That's who needs validation. And if a grown woman can spend a little more time and money into developing these things, maybe she shouldn't be making a children's game. This game has a target audience and it's young kids. Children who cannot comprehend that we don't want to include all religions in the game is a weird, unusual, and looked down upon statement. They'll think it's normal when it's 2024, it really isn't. Sure, Barbie has all the right to ignore what I just said, but how does it make her look? Like a greedy woman who can't put even an inch of effort into a game she claims to love so much, and that's what upsets me. I don't claim that that's what she is, I'm just saying that that's the appearance she gives off by doing all the actions that she does and all the actions her team does. I genuinely believe Barbie is a good person who can improve if only she'd take the criticism into consideration and realize that you do need to validate children, encourage diversity and acceptance for them, and for God's sake stop with the whole we don't want cultures bullshit. You're making a game for children, then keep it child-friendly, welcoming, and diverse. If you don't want diversity, don't make a children's game. End of story. Now, the massive rant aside, sorry I went off topic, let's get back to the point. Chapter 5, its effects on the community. Thanks to all that I just mentioned, the community feels odd. They feel like echoes of what the devs tell them. Colin, Lance, all these people who are massive in the community straight up scare kids into believing the game will disappear if they don't dick ride. Oh, how did Lance get into this, you may ask? Well, have a look at this clip I found thanks to Candy Pumpkin on Twitter.
Unless you want me to close the game as the alternative. But I assume that's the less than ideal option, right?
Even saying that option in the first place was unnecessary, so let's not bring up like, oh, so do you want me to use your gun again? Like, no, obviously we don't. Like, don't ever bring that up again. That's not an option for you to even say like that. Like, you're gaslighting us. Like,
I'm not trying to gaslight. I'm not trying to gaslight you. It is.
You're not trying to, but you are.
Okay, I'm not.
I'm letting you know right now.
Okay, I'm not.
The kids will listen to that, scared their favorite game will die out or get deleted, and yell out the worst, most insane takes at anyone who criticizes it. Straight up quotes from the devs, just without the quotations. That's the main issue. Some of the takes I've seen in my little time criticizing the game ranges from plain stupid to straight up racist and anti-Semitic. I saw many people cry out, religions are too controversial and shouldn't be put into children's games. I don't know how to put this truly, but can you imagine this being said in absolutely any other media under the sun? Bro, you'd be burnt alive metaphorically. You would have your ass beaten in the quote tweets. But this sentiment is common and praised upon in the Royale High Twitter community. That's what I mean by they abuse parasocial relationships. We know Lance has a messy, controversial history with his ableist and racist takes. The fact that he's also the main one throwing around the you guys are haters sad face bullshit clearly fits as spreading your word far and wide rhetoric and forcing your views point I mentioned before in the start of the video. It doesn't matter if it's intentional or not, because he's a 30-something-year-old man doing this trash in a community of tweens. He does know better than this. On this note, I think I'll end the video. I made my point clear, and I'd like to hear what you guys think about it. Do you agree that this all has been set up by the devs and that's why the criticism is suppressed? Or do you think that I'm wrong and there is nothing wrong? Tell me about it in the comments. Thanks for watching, stay healthy, stay safe, and I hope to see you next time.